We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from the dip area to the rip area today, breaking through key resistance levels. And in today's volatility, our SPY buy at 10:10 a.m. sent out a bull indicator. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. And as you see, they're popping up within the screen, within the options chain. Some options even went higher than that. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, as I stated, doing that full transition, breaking through resistance levels. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the inflow versus outflow and some key levels to watch going into next week. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run of the day was from our Tesla bot. Our Tesla bot at 9:55 a.m. sent out a bull indicator. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 100% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to our 42 vision indicators, our Discord. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from the rip area here on January 18th, which was Wednesday, having 2 days of dip areas here between the end of the day on Wednesday and yesterday, Thursday, and now bouncing back from the dip area of wire thread borders to the bright green bars on 42 vision. And if it's your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips and the rips to the dips and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY under a bull indicator since yesterday, and we were watching this very carefully here as the inflows had finally crossed over for the first time after falling down on the 18th, right? And then today, outflow stayed below, and towards the middle of the day, that consolidation continued to hold above 387, above 388, bounced off of it, and then those inflows picked up. Full transition of strength here into 42 vision, and things have continued to newer highs, breaking through key resistance of 390, 392, and even 395, guys. It came all the way back up to these key levels that we were watching as this bull indicator popped up and inflows were slowly coming back up. They had crossed over in the after hours. It pulled back down, but today within the volatility, it held up above yesterday's lows. It held up right around where that bull indicator popped up, 388, 389 area. Inflows picked up right around 389, 390, and things continued with strength into the middle of the day and the second half of the day. Now, what are the key levels I would watch here going into Monday? Well, the first thing is let's zoom out to the 1 hour. And if we look at it here, it's hit a full transition from the dip area of white with red borders back up towards bright green. Now, if you look at the history here, one of the strongest bright greens followed by a bull indicator was on January 10th going into the 11th, that there was multiple ones back to back. Now, in the most recent ones, back here between the 17th and the 13th and the 18th, well, we've only seen about 4 to 2 of these back to back, and we've just hit 2 bright green bars, but these inflows have room to go higher. Why? Because the highest points of inflows that it hit here on the 17th and 18th was 5.72, and then also here on the 11th, we saw it hit 5.5. And based off the inflow versus outflow, we crossed over today. We got a bull indicator here around 391, hit highs of 395.80 so far, and the inflows are at 3.65. Now, not guaranteed to hit those same levels of inflows or to go higher, but something I would not ignore and overlook here, as it's hit those levels before, and I would be watching that very carefully going into next week with the inflow versus outflow. Now, on the 30-minute, inflows are at 4.82 and they're dominating, and on the 15-minute, we have 3.55 of inflows, one of the highest points that we've seen since way back here on January 12th. And even before that, we have not seen levels much higher than that since way back here on January 6th, when things went from around 381 all the way up to 388. And so far, we've gone from 388 to 395. A pretty strong move today, followed by that bull indicator from yesterday, holding support and breaking through resistance levels within the volatility, right? So the 15-minute, the first thing I would watch is, could these inflows continue to hold up? Because if they start coming back down and if they cross the midpoint, that can quickly start to reflect into the chart and create a rejection and eventually a bear indicator popping up that cancels out this bull indicator. That is super important to watch here because the 15-minute is much more volatile, and I definitely would not ignore that. And if these inflows could stay above the midpoint, even if it slightly pulls back, but it stays above it, finds support and goes back up and pulls away from the midpoint, a slight pullback could be the setup for the next bull run, as I like to call it, especially if this bull indicator does not get canceled by a bear indicator. I'll watch that here on the 15-minute within the volatility. Same right here with the 30-minute. It has a bull indicator since yesterday around 389, 390 area. I would watch that very carefully. These inflows crossed over today around that same area that the bull indicator popped up. And if these inflows could continue to push up higher, I would watch that. But I would keep in mind that 42 Vision has done a full transition from the dip area of white with red borders to bright green bars here, okay? Super important to not ignore, because there could be a slight slowdown or pullback. Again, if these inflows stay above the midpoint and they don't cross over, well, it could be the setup before the next bull run, as I like to call it. But there needs to be a strong support, which we're going to talk about some key levels here in just a moment. Now, when we zoom back out to the 1 hour, we could see, yes, those inflows are strong. We have a bull indicator, but we did break above a key resistance and try to find support there in the middle of the day at 392. And it's going to be critical to watch here what reaction we get, because if these inflows continue higher and they do not slow down, well, the next resistance above where we're at is where that bear indicator popped up here on January 18th of 398, 399 area. And I would even go ahead and round that up to 400. But before 400 comes that 398 key level there on the 1 hour. Now back to the 30-minute, you could see that consolidation there between 391 and 392 area. That is a critical support right here of where we're at. I would watch that very carefully. If that gets broken through and these outflows become more significant and we're going to the downside, well, the next support below that is 390 and then comes 387, guys. These are critical levels, and if that were to happen, well, I'll also watch if this bull indicator gets canceled by a bear indicator, and if the 15-minute is following to the downside as well, having weakness over its chart, breaking through those key support levels. Now, if the strength is to the upside and these inflows continue on the 15-minute and the 30-minute and the 1 hour is up with it, the first resistance is the same one as I stated up there, around 398, 399 on the 1 hour chart. And then above that comes 403 and 405, guys. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below, and let's make some money.